Morning guys, I have got a new rod, one I'm really excited about. I know I normally get very excited about saltwater rods, but actually for this time I'm getting very excited about a new trout rod. I have got the new Zephrus Ultralite Syntrix 440 9'9" 4-weight. So how many times have you been told?
Traditionally, the most popular rod is the 8.5 foot 5-weight for dry fly fishing on the river test.
Well, actually, I think times are changing. There's far more scope now for using a longer rod, a more sensitive rod, especially with the way that modern rod technology has moved. Now we're in a situation with these new ultralight rods where you have incredible feel for the fish, for the feeling in the blank, for the line movement, and you've got huge connectivity between yourself and the fish, which can only be a good thing. One of the things I wanted to do today was look at the difference between the 9'9" 4-weight Ultralite Zephrus and the 9' 4-weight Zephrus freshwater rod, which I've been using up to this point and I really love. So I think this is going to have to be very special to replace this. Anyway, let's have a look. So as you can see, we've got this absolutely stunning reel seed. And what they've done is they've done the wood cocobolo and then they've hollowed it out and they've put a cork insert inside to make it really light. Beautiful aluminium fittings, usual stunning detail. The handle is particularly interesting. Reverse half wells, but very finely tapered. Tapers right down onto the front of the blank, which means that if you're fishing it with a finger up, like Euro nymphing style, you've got absolute feel with what's happening with the rod. In terms of the blank, same quality, same immaculate finish, and each guide is a titanium recoil ring, which deducts from the weight and makes that rod just that little bit lighter. Everything that they've done with this rod is to essentially make it as light as possible, and it feels like a feather in the hand. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to put a reel on it. Let me tell you a bit more about this rod. This is a 9'9" 4-weight ultralight. It's made with the same Syntrix 440 nano titanium resin, which makes all of this range of rods ultra strong. And also, as a byproduct almost, makes them incredibly light, which is one of the reasons I love fishing them so much. I've been using them in the salt for a very long time. And my first impression straight off the bat is it's quick. It's quite a quick rod, but it's not too quick. It's beautiful in the tip. It's absolutely stunning. If you're coming to this rod for maybe a faster action rod, then I think you'll find it very easy to adapt, because a lot of us who fish the salt, for example, or are used to fishing with very high modulus rods, we pick up a 4-weight and it feels a little bit like a noodle. This rod does not do that. It feels very precise, but at the same time it's very gentle. And as for the feel and the connectivity that I can feel immediately through there is phenomenal. The extra height, I know this is a common trend which has come from Euro nymphing and modern nymphing techniques, but I have to say I've always been a bit of a traditionalist. I've always fished nymphs in the same way that I fish dries, And this is my step into actually trying to learn some more modern techniques. But this is just beautiful. The extra height just allows me just to lift and just precisely put that nymph exactly where I want it. I'm using a little weighted hares here at the moment. I just wanted to get a feel for what the rod action felt like. I'm down here at Werewall on the river test. There's a fish just moved up there. If I work out a little of extra line, oh, it's gorgeous. I think I might be in love. I can just throw in one cast. Boom, boom. So in my hand, the rod just feels like a little wand. It's very precise. It'll throw a very nice tight loop if I want it to, if I ask it to. It'll throw a nice wide loop also if I wish. I can drop that fly gently. If I was using a dry fly or something like that, I can just drop it down on the water. But if I tighten up that loop and actually put a little bit of welly into it, it's very powerful, it's very pokey. So it looks like it's going to be a very good all-rounder. I think it's going to do all jobs, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. The extra height, I have to say, makes a big difference. I'd never really thought about it before. Certainly on a chalk stream, I suppose I've been too indoctrinated with what we should generally be using. But I can just picture myself finding a grayling or finding a nice big trout, which is maybe rather educated, tucking down on the river and just literally just working that fish over and over again. Dropping the fly down, a bit of induced take. It's beautifully sensitive in the tip. I can feel every single little movement of the fly. And if you watch the tip, you can just see it bend. But then if I need to punch a longer line, and out it goes. Quite happy to throw 20 or 30 feet with just one pickup. The extra height makes a big difference, especially later in the summertime when you've actually got to get over the top of the reed. This is going to be a great tool for doing that with. It feels so light in your hand. It's actually noticeably light. So we've taken a look at the new Zephrus Ultralite, and now I'd like to do a comparison of that against my 9-foot 4-weight Zephrus freshwater rod. So we'll check those out and see what the differences are. So the Zephrus 4-weight, the 9-foot 4-weight, has been my go-to dry fly and nymph rod on the chalk streams for the whole of the last couple of years. I've really enjoyed fishing with it. It's a beautiful rod. It's quite quick, it's quite precise. That kind of suits my casting style. I know everybody has their own casting style, but I like something which is reasonably quick, just because I'm really used to that from a lot of the saltwater fishing that I do. So the first thing I notice is that this is quicker. Certainly quicker in the tip. It throws a tighter loop. I suddenly find myself missing that extra 9 inches, which I never thought I would say, actually. But you know, this feels small in comparison, really. I know that sounds a bit obvious, but standing on the banks of the test here, you know, the stream is not hugely wide because we're in the kind of middle test at Werewall, but it's not tiny and skinny either. Although this rod is a beautiful rod, I think I prefer the 9-foot 9 more, which I actually have to say I'm very surprised at, because I didn't think that I would come to that conclusion. This one might be better for bashing dry flies into a wind when we hit the mayfly time, casting big fat and floppy mayflies. This rod might be the better tool for that. I mean, they're both stunning rods, but I really do love that 9-foot 9-weight ultralight. It feels so light in comparison to even this. So in conclusion, guys, I really think that this is a rod that you need to check out. They make this, the 9-foot 9 they do in a 3, 4 and 5. I think I'm going to get the 3 and test that for nymph fishing as well, and try and bring myself into the new era of Euro nymphing. I always like to, if there's new techniques that I don't know, I like to go and learn them. But so far I'm very, very impressed. I'm very impressed with the sheer lightness of this blank. They really have done a fantastic job in carving every single little ounce of extra weight out of this that they can. It feels like a wand in your hand. And I do like the extra length. I really didn't think I would. So anyway, guys, in conclusion, I think you should go check this rod out. I shall leave a link in the description below as to where you can go and check it out. It's not often I get excited about freshwater rods, and I'm really excited about this. I think matched with the new MTX reel that's coming out, which is really light, I think it'll go beautifully. And yeah, no, I'll see if I can find a 3-weight and test that against the 4-weight and see what I think of that too. So all in all, guys, thank you very much indeed for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope that you'll leave some comments below and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.